I was in the Battlefield 6 beta, like as a lot of other people, for the first what was it? I think it was a couple of weeks. For like I was in the early access beta and in the beta that came afterwards. And and I have to say, I am a fan. Like they sold me on. Like I can't wait for it to drop. I'm hoping other people stay with it, pick it up because 2046 now, if you play the beta and you liked it, I think 2046 is close to it after all the changes. You still got to pick the random characters, which a lot of people, you know, weren't fans of. I'm hoping it has extensive character customization. I know that might not be the option, but I would love to make all my operators how I want them to look, not just pick like black guy, white guy, woman, black woman, white woman. But I felt like the beta felt good. The driving. I didn't try any of the airplanes because I wanted to win. I wanted to unlock stuff, and I remember flying in Battlefield is not always the easiest thing to do. So I went with what I know, which was the land vehicles. I know the helicopters are usually pretty easy, but I don't think I had too many maps with them that were necessary. And the maps felt kind of small in the beta, but then they said there are going to be bigger maps coming because I know there's a classic map that they talked about before the beta that's going to be on the way. And I can't wait for that. But I'm like, the gameplay felt good, the shooting felt good. When you had teammates that were like working together, you were able to wreck shop. Like as you see right here, like yeah, they got my teammate, but I think like I was waiting for the other one to come in. We just got overran, and it feels like you were actually having to move in a unit. Like it doesn't feel as twitchy as playing a game like a Call of Duty, which and I know that they're going to ground it even more because I saw people doing that sliding and whatnot, like the jump slide, jump slide, jump slide, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for squad based action. Like, hey, we're attacking point B, we're attacking point C, this, and that. But there's the only thing I would hope that they do when the main game comes out. One of the things that they change is give you a full on tutorial if you want on how to do certain things because I I think there's certain things that are only possible if you're playing on PC compared to the consoles. Like you can do all the battling, like you can do the shooting, gun change, all that whatnot. The one thing I noticed though was sometimes people will send text messages for people who don't have the headsets on or whatnot. They'll just kind of throw in a chat, and then you can do the chat where both teams can see or one team can see. And that was one thing I could not figure out. I was like, can the console players just not do that? Because that would be whack. I understand it's harder to type on consoles unless you have like a keyboard attached to it, but I'm like, I don't like the option of not being able to do something, even though I most likely won't use like you see right there. Even though I will most likely not use it if I'm in the middle of a match, but I like having the option. That's the main thing. I like having the option. The sniper rifle things, like the guns felt pretty good. It's crazy having to do the whole and I got to aim a little bit higher to for drop distance and all that stuff. Wow, they go for the realism, and I would like. I'm not sure if all the guns are always this character is good with that gun because when I was using my scout and I moved off the sniper rifle went into like more a semi-automatic rifle that kind of had sniping capabilities. That's when I started like working better with the scout. But I know one of the challenges or his special ability is you have to just use the bolt action or not even bolt action but the single shot snipe. It might have been bolt action, and I was not a fan of that because I was like, I don't like having all my special abilities attached to a gun I don't want to use. So I was using them for pretty much everything else but that, except for like on a few maps when it felt like sniping was a thing. Because like playing in the cities, like when you're in the, I don't think this is not a thing, but when you're in the cities with the sniper rifle, I feel like that is, ooh. that is just like you are running around and might as well just be using your handgun because you get maybe a few shots off, or you get one shot, and then if you miss and you don't get the headshot, they're up on you like bam, 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 bam. You can't even come back from it. You're just stuck with a well, I guess I live here now type situation. And but some of the people, which I'm guessing some of them are most likely probably playing on, PC. Or they might even change up their settings so that they make it like 'cause I know you can change your rotation, your sensitivity, and you can change the controllers a lot. So I'm guessing some people probably have it like really loose so you can move around quick. Me, I'm a little methodical shooter, so yeah. Another thing was like, how do you deal with the fire? Because like I can't stop, drop, and roll like in some games. I'm just on fire, which I'm like, you don't have ability to do something about that, and it seemed that way. Which yeah, so I'm hoping when it drops, it's that way. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this. It's crazy how much time I put in on a 6-day beta because I think I made maybe like 24 hours, which that's the only thing I'm curious about is how samey is it going to feel by the time that game actually drops. Because if they drop another beta and people put a crazy amount of time in it, by the time they actually drop the game, what's going to feel new-ish? So hopefully they can figure it out. I know they're doing some tuning. I'm also curious about that, the last man standing mode. I don't play that as much because I'm more, I like the idea of ob- object like doing objectives more so than just running around the map. Um, I'm curious about the story mode. I'm happy they brought the story mode back. I understand some people play these games only for multiplayer, but I feel like it's a shame not to have a good story, like not to have a story mode, because I feel like that would have 2046. I feel like they could have used the story mode of that, especially with the setting that they were in and all that was going on. You had you had some actual actors in the game that are just kind of in the game. It's like they don't really no real story there. And then some of the modes that came afterwards. I'm also curious to see what kind of levels people are making because they have Battlefield Labs are going to be. It looks like the Battlefield Labs are going to be there at launch. But man, I enjoyed this beta so much. I'm ready for this game to drop in October. Um, I hope they have the servers ready. I hope the stress test, or I hope the beta test helped them stress the servers to an extent because I saw they dealt with the queues pretty fast. Um, yeah, I'm ready for this. I am ready for this. All right, that aside, I'm gonna take a moment and we're gonna hop on some Ragebound.